The palace can survive scandals, but there's one thing it can't survive, and insiders believe Harry may have crossed that line. For months, rumors of a royal thaw refused to die. Headlines hinted at reconciliation. Commentators speculated about private meetings. Some even suggested Prince Harry was slowly rebuilding bridges with the institution he left behind. Then everything changed. A security dispute reignited old tensions. Questions emerged over where Harry would stay during visits to Britain. Conflicting reports flooded the media, and suddenly the conversation wasn't about forgiveness anymore. It was about trust. Before you go, there's one thing I want to hear from you. Do you think Prince Harry and Meghan still have a path back into the royal family, or has that chapter already closed for good? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read as many as I can, and some of the best comments may be featured in a future video. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more royal family stories, behind-the-scenes developments, and analysis of the biggest headlines surrounding Harry, Meghan, William, Kate, and King Charles, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. And if you found this video interesting, share it with someone who follows the royal family as closely as you do. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you the stories everyone is talking about. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Because, according to royal observers, the biggest obstacle facing Harry today isn't public opinion, media criticism, or even his ongoing legal battles. It's a far more dangerous problem, a problem that can't be fixed with interviews, documentaries, or carefully planned appearances. The question now isn't whether Harry wants a way back. The question is whether the door is already closing. Not long ago, there were growing whispers that Prince Harry was preparing something of a comeback, not a return to full royal duties, but a gradual rebuilding of his public image in Britain. The timing seemed perfect. Years had passed since the dramatic exit from royal life. Public attention had shifted. The dust from interviews, documentaries, and memoirs had begun to settle. Some commentators believed Harry had an opportunity to remind people of the prince they once admired, the veteran, the charity founder, the man behind the Invictus Games. There were reports of carefully planned appearances, stories emphasizing service, discussions about reconnecting with causes close to his heart. For a brief moment, it looked like the narrative might be changing, but beneath the surface, an uncomfortable reality remained. Every positive headline seemed to be followed by another controversy. Every attempt to move forward dragged old disputes back into public view. And before any conversation about reconciliation could gain momentum, another battle exploded into the spotlight.
But before anyone could talk about rebuilding bridges, a far more personal fight took center stage. On paper, the dispute was about protection. In reality, many royal watchers believed it had become something much larger. Harry's long-running concerns over security during visits to Britain reignited fierce debate. Supporters argued he faced unique risks. Critics argued that stepping away from royal duties inevitably meant losing certain privileges. But the deeper issue wasn't armed protection, it was identity. Because every discussion about security seemed to raise another question. If Harry no longer wanted to be part of the working monarchy, what relationship did he expect to maintain with the institution he left behind? The debate quickly moved beyond practical concerns. It became symbolic: status, access, connection, and whether Harry still viewed himself as part of a system he had repeatedly criticized. The more the controversy grew, the more attention shifted away from security itself and towards something happening behind palace walls, something that would create an entirely new storm. Yet the biggest controversy wasn't happening in court, it was unfolding inside the palace itself. Then came the reports that left royal watchers scratching their heads. Stories began circulating regarding accommodation arrangements during Harry's potential visits to Britain. Some reports suggested one outcome, other reports suggested the complete opposite. One day, certain commentators were discussing the possibility of royal hospitality. The next day, different versions of events were dominating headlines. The contradictions created confusion. Who had offered what? Who had declined? And why did the narrative seem to change so quickly? Normally, situations like this fade away quietly. Royal households are famous for remaining silent while media speculation runs its course. But this time, observers noticed something unusual.
Instead of allowing the story to drift, details began emerging that appeared to challenge some of the circulating narratives. And that immediately raised another question. Why respond now? Why step into a controversy that normally would have been ignored? For many royal commentators, the answer pointed toward a growing concern that had been building for years. And that's when observers noticed something the palace almost never does. Trust has always been the invisible currency of the monarchy. Without it, everything becomes harder. Private conversations become risks, family meetings become calculations, even simple gestures become potential headlines. For years, critics of Harry and Meghan have argued that the couple repeatedly turned private royal matters into public content. Interviews, documentaries, memoirs, public statements. Whether fair or unfair, that perception has become deeply embedded among many royal observers. And once trust starts eroding, repairing it becomes extraordinarily difficult.
Because trust isn't rebuilt through speeches, it's rebuilt through time, consistency, silence, and patience. According to many royal commentators, this is where Harry faces his greatest challenge. Not public criticism, not negative headlines. The belief among some palace insiders that private discussions could eventually become public narratives. Whether that perception is accurate or not, its existence alone creates a serious obstacle. And there may be one person who views that obstacle more seriously than anyone else. But even that wasn't the most important challenge facing Harry. Most discussions focus on King Charles. But increasingly, royal analysts are focusing on someone else, Prince William. Because while Charles represents the present, William represents the future. And that's where the stakes become much higher. Reports over the years have consistently suggested that the relationship between the brothers remains deeply strained. Public appearances have been rare. Joint initiatives have disappeared. The warmth that once defined their partnership appears distant. For many observers, this matters because monarchies operate on long timelines. Today's disagreements don't disappear tomorrow. They carry forward. If trust has been damaged now, what happens when a future king inherits those unresolved tensions? That question has become one of the biggest unknowns in the entire royal story. And according to some royal commentators, time may not be working in Harry's favor.
Because the real deadline may not be next year, it may be the next reign. Perhaps the most difficult reality for Harry is that public opinion rarely moves in a straight line. When he and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, many people sympathized with their desire for independence. Others admired their willingness to challenge tradition. But maintaining sympathy is harder than earning it. As years passed, public debates intensified. Every new interview reopened old wounds. Every new project reignited old arguments. Instead of creating closure, many controversies simply extended the conflict. And over time, a growing number of commentators began asking the same question: what comes next? Because audiences eventually expect evolution. They expect a new chapter, a different story. The challenge for Harry and Meghan is that many critics believe the public still associates them with the same disputes that dominated headlines years ago. And that creates a problem that reaches beyond popularity. It becomes a question of long-term relevance. And that's where the conversation shifts from reputation to survival. Whenever royal tensions escalate, one topic always returns: titles. Could they lose them? Would the palace ever consider it? Should it even happen? The truth is far more complicated than most headlines suggest. Removing royal titles involves legal, political, and constitutional considerations. It isn't a simple decision made overnight, but the debate itself reveals something important.
People keep asking the question because they see titles as symbols. Symbols of belonging, symbols of trust, symbols of connection. And every time tensions rise, the public wonders whether those symbols still reflect reality. For now, much of the discussion remains speculation, but the fact that speculation continues to grow tells its own story. Because increasingly, the debate isn't about protocol, it's about identity. But even titles may not be the biggest question hanging over Harry's future. At its core, this story was never really about security. It wasn't about accommodation. It wasn't even about titles. It's about whether relationships can survive years of conflict. Because eventually, every headline fades, every court battle ends, every public argument loses momentum. What remains are the relationships underneath: a father, a son, two brothers, a family divided by choices, distance, and years of public tension. And that's why the future remains so difficult to predict. Some believe reconciliation is still possible, others believe too much damage has already been done. But one thing is certain, the conversation has changed. The question is no longer whether Harry wants a path back. The question is whether the bridge still exists when he's finally ready to cross it. And that answer may determine the next chapter of the royal story.